Hey, Steve Mignoni here doing the junkyard crawl at Bernardston Auto Wrecking, and it's time for installment number 6 of the Hubcap game, or the wheel cover of fortune without Vanna White and Pat Sajak. So let's get started. This is the late 60s Chevy panel van, and inside a gold mine of wheel covers, hubcaps, pipe plates, you call it what you want. Let's start with an Oldsmobile. This is going to be an Olds Cutlass, probably 1970, maybe even 71. It's a 14-inch rim. It's a one-piece design. Actually, it sounds like a steel drum. I like that. Start a band. On the backside, again, one piece, well preserved, and usually when you don't see grease, it's probably from the rear of the car. A lot of the time, the grease from the front inspection cap winds up greasing up, so it's probably from the rear corner of a car. Now keep in mind too, that this hubcap does have a hole right here for the tire pressure valve stem right there, and of course tubeless tires by this point in time on all Oldsmobiles, 1970, 71. So that's that. Kind of boring, but that would have been like an Olds Cutlass basic hubcap. All right, here is a Ford hubcap. Now these are interesting. This is actually a steel hubcap, not stainless, kind of cheap. You can see the rust kind of starting to happen on this, but the detail on this one that makes it unique is the extra thick band. This is from a 3/4 ton Ford truck or pickup or van, and again, the extra depth here is for the Dana 60s full floating rear axle hub to sit inside of this thing, front or rear, it'll cover. So this is similar to shallower caps, but again, the thick one here is for 3/4 ton van and pickup applications, again, where the Dana 60 hub goes inside of that. Kind of cool. And all right, this looks to be, I think we've seen one of these before. We'll skip this. It's just, I think, a Chrysler item from the late 50s. We've got another one of those here. Let's dig in deeper. Oh, this is cool. Okay, this is a weird item. It's sort of a hybrid. It's got chrome-plated center with an outer ring of steel. It's rusting away. It's painted white on the back. The logo, I think this might be a Kaiser. Perhaps a Kaiser right here. There is a Kaiser Traveler here. Again, there's a video on that we did. It's the nation's first hatchback, American hatchback. This might be one of the wheel covers from that. So I'm going to say probably a Kaiser, mid-50s right here, 15-inch. Okay, the center cap's missing, but I've seen enough of these things to know this is a 1962 Buick, like a Buick Invicta. The center cap, again, is missing. It would have the Buick Tri-Shields. It's a one-piece stamping. Again, stainless steel, and this is pretty clean. It's either new old stock or perhaps from the back, but I see a sticker on that. This might well be a new old stock piece that had a sticker for identification, and it's degrading slowly. But again, Buick right here, 1962 full-size Buick Invicta, probably. Okay, this looks like a cheap, Walmart type hubcap, but okay, this is the Audi 4 hoop logo. This is from a mid-70s Audi Fox, or maybe a 100, Audi 100, I believe. Kind of cheesy. I mean, today Audi is a top-notch car fighting with BMW and Mercedes-Benz. And alloy wheels, no hubcaps, but look at this thing, 1975, I would have to say here. And again, it's an aluminum cap. It's not rusting, it's aluminum, but again, it has the crimp-on steel retainer here, which is just kind of hokey. But yeah, this is basically Audi just getting its start here in the United States in the early mid-1970s. Again, the Audi 100, the Audi Fox. I think the Audi 100 LS would have had these wheel covers on it, like 1973, 4, 5. Hokey, but I mean, everything starts somewhere. Oh boy, okay. Plymouth Volare, or Plymouth Valiant 4-door. But again, these are classically seen on 1976 Plymouth Volares. So no, it's not a Dodge because it has the Plymouth, sort of it's the logo of the Mayflower, the sailing ship sailing toward you, kind of. That's what most people interpret that as. But that's a Plymouth logo. The Dodge would be a little different. But again, the Dodge Aspen and Plymouth Volare use the same wheel covers. But again, it's a one-piece stamping. It is stainless steel. And again, that is a stick-on applique, which would allow the Dodge and Plymouth versions to be different. And of course, we all know that the Aspen and Volare were kind of the same car, literally, with just different grills and hubcap centers. Okay, right here, Oldsmobile. We see the rocket logo right there. the insignia. In fact, let's get that straight up and down right. And now, of course, the Olds rocket, 1949 was the birth of the rocket V8 engine. Of course, World War II, the German V1 and V2 rockets and ramjets kind of showed the world that the rocket was the future. And Oldsmobile embraced that with their automobiles. But again, this is a fake wire wheel, multiple pieces on this thing. It screws together, it crimps together. This is an expensive and heavy wheel cover. And again, you'd almost think that, Oldsmobile, just do a real wheel, but no, these are kind of what you'd see like on a 7345 Olds 98 Delta or something like that, big car. But again, it looks kind of like a wire wheel, but it's not a wire wheel. Don't be fooled. Although kind of hard to find if you're looking for one today. Okay, Chevrolet, of course. There's the bow ties on this puppy right here. And this would be from like 1956 Chevy, a 150 or maybe a 210. It's a one-piece stainless steel stamping. And this is, again, a bottle cap or a hubcap, not a wheel cover, again, because it's the dog dish type small, covering the lug nuts in the hub. 56 Chevrolet. And speaking of Chevrolet, again, here, I love these. When I was a kid, here is, again, Chevrolet Motor Division. This would be about a 1968 or 9 Impala Bel Air. And again, I love how Chevrolet had this plastic medallion in the middle. Instead of messing around on the assembly line with screws or Phillips heads, they had this quick little, triangular clip right here that just sort of snapped it in place. And again, I've said this before, but as kids, these would fall out. We'd put rocks inside these things. So a guy would drive away. What the heck's that noise? It was the rocks flying around inside of the hubcaps, thanks to us little knuckleheads. But it's kind of cool how Chevrolet kind of emulated the look of a fin brake drum behind what otherwise might be a chrome wheel with these blacked out and the fins. It's, basically a trick of the eye. Kind of cynical to think that people are so, the customer might be dumb enough to assume that's an aluminum wheel with a drum. But again, Detroit back then, the standards weren't that high, and these were ornamental. They were not functional, whereas today aluminum wheels are absolutely functional. But this is the time when simulation was good enough. Let's keep looking inside here. This is kind of cool right here. Here is Mercury, and one of our viewers corrected me, the god of speed, the god of something. It's not speed, Mercury, but anyway, Greek god. But this is certainly a Mercury, 1965 Park Lane, I would have to guess, full-size Mercury. And again, it's beautiful. It's probably new old stock, one-piece stamping. And here we have a nice mud wasp option right there. That's cool. Good to see that right there, the mud wasp option. Only 12 cents at the dealer. No problem with that. But again, this is interesting. This is an add-on, stick-on Mercury Godhead or logo, if you will, on like a 65 Mercury Park Lane full size. And let's keep sniffing here. Okay, this is kind of cool. This is 1967 Plymouth full-sized Fury. Fury 1, well, Fury 2 or 3 probably. Again, it's a one-piece stamping. Kind of deep, got a conical vibe to it. And again, a 14-inch rim diameter. This is when Chrysler was doing 14-inch rims, except for the full-size stuff and optional 15s. But again, this would be like a 1967 or 8 Plymouth Fury full-size. Oh, this is kind of neat. I think we might have seen one of these before, but this is a 1964 Pontiac Tempest, and these kind of covers would be seen on a GTO. The base, well, actually there's a bottle cap on the GTO. This is an optional, a Pontiac Motor Division with the simulated scope, or sort of spokes, conical shape, and again, a one-piece stamping. Really nice shape on this thing here. Pretty piece. But again, if you have a 64 Le Mans or Tempest, this is it. Now, 63 would have had 15-inch wheels. 64, they went to 14. So this is totally different from the 63 Tempest, which was a swing axle car, a whole different critter. 64 was the A-body, which was the bones of the Chevelle, the Tempest, the GTO. And again, 14-inch wheels replaced the 15s and Pontiac compacts. But again, this would have been a 64 Tempest Le Mans, even a GTO. Okay, Cadillac the El Dorado, and it's nice we can see right here, this one's fully vented to let the heat out. And keep in mind, this would have gone over the El Dorado's deep offset, a positive offset wheel, which means that the hubs on the El Dorado's front wheel drive were so widely spaced outboard that they had wheels that were actually sort of, they stuck out at you. And to fit that, the hubcap also had to have that same thing. And the wheels on Cadillacs did have slots, 6 holes in them. And again, these vents right here, if these weren't here, they would defeat the purpose of those those slots. So again, this would be a Cadillac El Dorado 1971-72 front-wheel drive car. So that's it for this installment of the Hubcap game. This is number 6. If you like this, check out the previous 5 installments of the Hubcap game, and there's more to come. Not just hubcaps, but all kinds of stuff here on the Junkyard Crawl.